Good morning, everybody. On a different track this morning. Up to the same place. Look at these little ones. We didn't see them yesterday. Good morning. Flowers in the desert. The great value of a good friend. More than a flower in the desert. Do you have good friends? How much would you save to get a good car? How much does it cost you in effort and savings and sacrificing and forfeiting to buy an apartment? Or how much do you put into your health in terms of exercise and walking and maybe a coach? Maybe some people have a coach already in their exercise life. It costs something. Coaches aren't there for free. And then you have the fees at the gym. Then you have the right gear you need to wear. And it's good to do some things for your health, you know. It's good. It's worthwhile. It's something you need to do. I can't get over all these incredible yellow flowers. These bushes, thorny bushes. And they're in bloom. And there's a dead tree. Sometimes there are dead friends in the sense that the friendship died, not that the person died. And then it's very hard when a good friend dies, because you know the treasure you had. I remember my dad's comments for the 5 years he outlived my mom, and the way he used to speak about her. In his eyes, she was the best friend of his life, the best woman in his life. Well, he didn't know his mother because she passed away when he was 2 years old. But I was always amazed at that. So she died about, how long ago? 28 years ago this year. So I was a relatively young priest. And it fascinated me visiting with him, how he'd speak about Mammy. I was speaking with a wonderful evangelical pastor the other evening. I thought the call would be 5 minutes and it went on to 86 minutes. I just checked it on the phone record. But he was sharing an experience he had in Africa. How much he learned in Africa working with people in different countries in Africa. And he said that the Africans had a critical take on the way in the West many people prepare for marriage. He said they fall in love and then they get to know, oh, look at the two little calves. Look at that. Look at that. There's nothing like very young calves, very young lambs. You see the tenderness of life and the potential of life. Isn't that beautiful? Oh, I'd love to get them in the sun. Come on. Oh, they really got that. They're around the corner. We'll catch up to them. That's at a good distance so they won't run away on us, hopefully. But it'll be hard to get the angle to get them lined up with the sun. Depends where they go. If they go here to the east towards the lake, then it'll be easier. And there they were resting here on the ground. And maybe they're like little friends in a way, you know, and two schoolboys, maybe 8 or 9 or 10 years old, and they talk to their parents about their. And why are they friends? Oh, there's Mama cow. Why are they friends? Those two little boys, because they both like Lego. And they're competing with each other to build Lego sets. Oh, we got more treasures here. I thought I might find calves, but I don't see calves here with their mama. Oh, wow. Are we back? Are we back? Oh, I was just about going to turn off the live stream, and now it's back. I have a question for you people, just to understand. It said that the audio was not transmitting. When the audio was not transmitting, was the video transmitting? Were you able to see? Or did that also get cut? Please tell me, because then we can be patient the next time. I was about to close down the live stream because of it gave me kind of a black screen here, and it said that transmission was interrupted. I had turned off the Wi-Fi on time this morning before I started, and I checked and the Wi-Fi was still off. Sometimes it might jump back in if it found a signal, and it was still off, so I don't know what the technical issue was, but we're back again, thanks be to God. I'm sorry for the people that got cut out earlier. Oh, look at that calf running down the hillside. There's something great about that. I don't know, it just brings back so many memories, and also just the very experience today of life when you see those calves running. And we were talking about two little boys that maybe they become friends because they both like Lego. Or you have people who like playing guitar and they become friends playing guitar. And then I was speaking about this pastor from California who has done a lot of humanitarian work in Africa, and he was saying how the Africans, at least the peoples he was working with, they prepare differently for marriage than here. In the West, people tend to fall emotionally in love, romantically in love, and they build their marriage on that, and then they have to learn to live together. And he said in Africa they find the right partner in the sense of spending enough, having enough encounters together to understand each other better, to understand each other's priorities and values. But then the parents of both are involved if they're deciding to go into a stable relationship toward marriage and for marriage. And so it's about finding the right person. It's not about finding emotional syncing, but to be in sync in principles, in values. And they make sure that the emotional side is not the center of gravity of their day's happiness, but that they're working together, building a family. And then the love comes doing that, the emotional side. And I found that very interesting. And also the role in so many cultures of very close friends, and your best friends could be your parents. Who's going to stand by you when you're in trouble, when you're in jail, when you are in disgrace? Your parents. They stand by you. Maybe siblings will stand by you, hopefully. And maybe one other good friend out of 100. That's the reading we have today in the Book of Wisdom. About true friendships. And the whole thing is very much together today in the readings in terms of topic, of theme, of issue, of human interest, of what we need in our lives. And so the first reading is all about friendship and the great value of a good friend, and how not to rush into a friendship, how to test friendships, and especially in view of marriage, but also, let's say, in view of a business partnership. You always have the tricksters coming, offering a great deal very quickly, and it needs to be tested. It needs to be tested. It needs to have voices saying, this person is reliable and trustworthy. I give my word that this person is trustworthy. Because a lot's at stake in such an endeavor. Hey, there's some life brewing here. Not sure if there's anything in there yet, but we're going to see a lot of little crawlers coming out of here in a couple of days, and they'll be gobbling up a lot of the fresh green growth and growing very fast, and then maybe becoming butterflies. The transformation that happens. And the psalm says, guide me, Lord, in the way of your commands. And we've had this theme quite a bit. This is very much the substance of the book of wisdom. Wisdom and folly. Being wise and being foolish in life. And life is such a treasure, not to flitter away, not to waste away. And I think we have some major issues with so many people in prison, so many people in broken marriages, so many people without their parents beside them. From an early age, one of the parents missing, both parents missing. So many challenges, and how to rebuild from there. And the good news of redemption is that there is redemption. And we can learn, maybe not the kind of quick fix we want, but there's a process of becoming a good friend, of truly becoming a good friend, even to the people who did harm to us. And that would be following that great line that Paul gives us, that he died for us while we were still estranged from him. The ability to sacrifice a lot for somebody that is an incredibly important person in the family in order to rebuild relationships. And this is at the heart of a lot of sadness, but it can become the heart of a lot of hope. It can become, and the hope will not disappoint. It can become the heart of a lot of hope, and it can become the motive for a lot of self-sacrificing love. And there's nothing more satisfying than that. Really going that extra mile to save folks whose house is burning down, to get a young person out of drugs, to get a person back on the road of life again. Oh, look at these beautiful flowers. I don't remember having seen these in bloom, these plants, but look what we have here. Maybe we had them before other years. Tomorrow March is beginning, and we're about 3 weeks away. March is the month when we began all these live streams when COVID started 5 years ago. And every day, basically, with few interruptions because of major reasons, few interruptions. And we have had these extraordinary experiences here in nature, little by little, like little drops of water on the dry soil of our souls. And the Lord is blessing us in this stroll and chat. All of us, me, first of all. Because if I didn't have the stroll and chat this morning, I wouldn't be up here for this beautiful view of the sunrise and the Sea of Galilee. And I know it's a blessing for many of you, and I'm grateful for your words of appreciation, your echoes, your commentaries, and the friendships that have built between you all, between us all. A faithful friend is a sturdy shelter. He who finds one finds a treasure. A faithful friend is beyond price. So you can invest anything to rebuild friendship. You cannot pay for it. There's no price that can buy a friend. Because the people who sign up as friends because of a little money or a little pleasure, are they friends? I wonder what's down in this hole. Nothing much, but it looks like a wild boar was maybe digging here to get some good stuff under a plant that was there. I want to tell you about a great friend who called yesterday. This morning I woke up thinking about how many people contacted me yesterday. Friends, true friends. One was family. One was, we have many volunteers over the years here. One was a volunteer. One was a very, very great co-worker. One was an Assembly of God's pastor. One was actually a Messianic pastor. So many people, and every one of them was calling and talking and engaging me, and a whole bunch of them. I remember about 10 this morning. Couldn't believe it. That was also a gift just to remember what happened yesterday. And they all building stuff together, like each one of those individually with me. They have also, I'm sure, a myriad of other people with whom they do an awful lot more. First of all, their spouses. And it's amazing, and their children. But it's amazing, and I think, pondering on the readings we had today, they're all looking to do something that's blessed by God. That's amazing. A faithful friend is a sturdy shelter. Guide me, Lord, in the way of your commands. So if you're with a friend who is following the Lord's commands, and we just go to the very simple list we all know, that doesn't lie, that doesn't steal, that doesn't covet his neighbour's or her neighbour's spouse, that respects, that doesn't hurt, because every hurt is a step towards killing. Here we got the little fellows coming out already. And they're coming out from this same type of a web like you saw earlier. So I'm just amazed at that. And these relationships are not built on pleasure. They're not built on Lego. I'm not putting down the little friendship that the boys have, but it's just the start of their socializing. They're not built on power seeking. They're not built on profit seeking. They're built on true friendship because it's pursuing what the Lord is doing in their lives. They're not built on fame seeking. It's built on what the Lord wants to do in their lives. And when a project is built like that, and especially the very first one, I'm just so happy, I'm so blessed, and I didn't do anything for it. I think this is wild sage here in the mountain. There are poppies up there, but I'm not close enough to give it to you, and we're over time now. This is a great topic, people. This is a great, not a topic, this is a way of life. This is like a path. To walk across here is one thing, but when you have a path, you get there more directly. And the readings today are such a path for life. And we see a lot of disasters around in many different arenas of life, many different sectors of life. And let us realize that there are opportunities to start rebuilding. So what are we going to do to rebuild? May the Lord strengthen you and bless you today. May you be blessed to rebuild. Think of one relationship that needs a little rebuilding, but think of 3 relationships that just need strengthening on the deepest foundation, on the Lord's commands, to love one another with all our heart, and to love God with all our heart and all our soul and all our strength, and to love the others as ourselves. May you be blessed in your friendships this morning, today, and always. It's worthwhile. It's a full life when we're blessed with people who want to do God's plan along with us. and starting out especially preparing young people to want to do that for their family life, for their marriage, for their children, for their grandchildren. Even though if there's disasters, don't let that put you down today. On the contrary, let's start again. Let's throw out the nets, cast your nets, go out into the deep. God bless you. See you later, alligators.